Happening now, the manhunt continues for the suspect who investigators believe opened fire on a busy interstate in southeast Kentucky. Thanks for joining us at noon. I'm Stephen Albritton.
And I'm Kelly Rippin. So today we're getting an inside look of exactly where and how authorities are looking for Joseph Couch. WLWT News 5's reporter Brian Hamrick just met with the search team on the ground in Laurel County. Brian, what are you learning about this investigation?
Well, the search for Joseph Couch has not stopped from the minute he opened fire, according to police, until this very moment. That's been more than 8 days now. We were just at the area where this whole thing unfolded on top of this mountain over here. They actually made us wear bulletproof vests to go up there because they have no idea where Couch is at this time, although they do not think he is in this area. Let me show you how this all worked out. I want to show you, this is exit 49. This is what they had closed down. This is where all the vehicles were hit. And if you look up on this cliff overlooking the exit ramp, that's where they say he was. He was perched on top right over here. That's where they found evidence he had shot from that area. And if you follow that out along that ridge line up there, about 300 yards or so, you'll see that tower up there, that radio tower. Right underneath of that tower is where that vehicle was parked, and that is where it all began. So as soon as you get out of the vehicle, it is very, very thick underbrush there. Briars, small trees, it's really thick up there. And you can see how it'd be very difficult to, one, find somebody, and two, track somebody in that area. Investigators say they have covered 28,000 acres so far, and that's just on the ground. That does not count the aerial search as well, where they're using FLIR, that heat signature type of a device that looks for people in thick underbrush. We're also learning about the provisions he may have taken. We asked about this a week or so ago, but they are now saying he did have food, he does have water, and he may have access to streams to resupply that water. So we're learning more about that. The other thing is that these are ideal conditions for anyone who wants to be out. Not been too hot, it hasn't been freezing at night, so the conditions for someone to survive in the woods right now couldn't really be much better. It hadn't even really rained since the time that he left, so he wouldn't have to suffer much with those kind of conditions. Here's something else we've learned. The dogs, they're now telling us that these dogs have tracked, and they brought in a number of different dogs from different departments. They tracked him several miles. They believe they were tracking Couch through the woods, deeper into the woods, and based on that, they have set up their command post deeper into the woods now. So they're still on this. They still believe they're following the person, and that's one reason they still believe he's here in these woods. Reporting live, Brian Hamrick, WLWT News 5.
A lot of updates, Brian, that I think a lot of people have been waiting for, of course, still wanting those final answers. But are investigators finding any more victims of the initial shooting now 10 days ago?
Yeah, now initially they thought it was like a half dozen, then it went to 9 vehicles were hit. Then it went to 12. They've been at 12 for a while, but today they tell us the number is 17, and they are still asking people to come forward. A lot of people just didn't realize their car had been hit and then found the nick, found the hole in a tire, something like that. So the number now is at 17 people who had been, their vehicles had been hit, 5 people injured in that shooting. Kelly?
All right, Brian Hamrick reporting for us, leading the way from Laurel County. Again, a lot of questions still, Brian, but a lot more answers as well. Thank you so much.